The era of ancient Greece contains many contradictions. On one side are the gods of Olympus, courageous and brave Hellenes, learned men and healers. On the other side were the slaves, fully owned by their masters. Slavery was the absolute norm in Greek society. Slaves were absolutely powerless. They were called a living thing, despised and resold. Only free men and women had the right to a dignified existence. The risk of becoming a slave was many. Captives kidnapped and bought children. Foreigners who had illegally acquired Greek citizenship turned into slaves. Slaves were not only men. In the market you could buy girls who were enslaved in different ways. A native father could sell his daughter if she sinned. Women from foreign lands captured in battles immediately became slave girls. Little girls abandoned by their parents were also enslaved. The fate of slave girls depended on who bought them. First, they were evaluated for their physical data and external manifestations of health, then bargained and knocked down the price, and then determined to work. Often they did heavy work in the Lord's house. Those who were more agile and affable could get into the service of the mistress. This was considered the best reward. The mistress could either caress the girl or punish her severely. Everything depended on her mood. A girl could be taken into the house to fulfill the whims of the master. This was also considered quite normal. If an elderly master lived in the house, it was considered that the slave girl was taken for care. If the family had a young Greek who had entered the period of youth, the girl was intended for joint training. Such girls were called pelak. Being subordinate to the old man, the young slave girl had to take care of him, look after his clothes, help him take a bath, serve the guests. But the range of work was not limited to this. She was obliged to fulfill all the needs of the master, and at his command to render the same services to any guest. It was believed that this was for the benefit of the girl, as she was gaining experience. The services rendered to the young master were the same. The advantage was that he did not require as much care as the elder and was more agreeable in mutual comforts. The provision of services to the guest was not free. The Greeks could not afford such extravagance. The fee for a girl was set either in a certain taxa or an auction was organized. If the girl was good-looking, intelligent, able to play musical instruments, the price for pleasure could skyrocket. Certain institutions also existed to train slave girls in the old as the world profession. They provided services, the cost of which was strictly regulated. In a closed room, the price was one; in a deserted alley, another. Absolutely all the money the girls gave to the hostess, as they had no right to have something of their own. The age of beauty and youth is not long. When a slave lost her attractiveness, no one treated her with ceremony. And how could one treat a broken thing? Just throw it away. In the same way, unfit girls were thrown out of the master's houses and special institutions into the street, without means of subsistence, to an imminent death.